Hi, guys. So, Felix, I figured I'd chat with you guys just because it feels like I've been doing nothing but working, and moving. So, what do you guys want to talk about? Hold on, let me fix this. Oh, oh shit. Hey, bird. It's like super sunny over here. This bird just decided to sit on this post right beside the window. It's just like right there. So I just wanted fucking Felix, dude. Felix was trying to cuddle up on me. Got his fur everywhere. So how's everyone doing? Hey Derek. Hi Jody. How's everyone doing? Are you guys adjusting well? I feel like it called all its bird friends over. I feel like, excuse me, whatever was brewing before is kind of just, it's dissipating. Whatever was planned before um, is kind of just like, plan failed. Can we talk about how to allow someone to transcend fear? Well, fear exists for a reason. Fear really is part of residual survival instinct. And I've found that fear, it's to bring your attention to something you're needing to pay attention to. Here he comes again. It's to bring your attention to something you need to pay attention to. So once you begin actually paying attention to the things that you need to, fear has a tendency to subside. Now, when people become so afraid that it cripples them, that actually it amplifies the fear, because then your higher self puts more effort into getting your attention somewhere. Come on, jump up already. Come on. I wish you guys could see his face. He's so sour from the sun. Mr. Pewix. But yeah, I think if it's you, just reminding yourself that fear is bringing your attention to the very things that you need to pay attention to, that tends to work. Not trying to force yourself to go through things, but to just kind of, it's okay for me to be afraid. It's okay. I'll still get through this. I'm afraid, but I'm going to push through. If it's someone else, you can't really force them. You can't force them to understand or agree or any of that. You guys, I'm glowing. I'm using my bougie ass moisturizer again. You guys, enjoy my glow for as long as that little jar. As long as that little jar has something, because that shit's insane. Let's just say it's comparable to La Mer. Like, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I thought I was bougie. Hey, don't do that to my couch. I'm sorry, guys. This cat, oh my God. He tried to claw my other couch. I'm very particular about my things. I don't really like to buy myself things very often. So when I do, don't break my stuff, Felix. We got you a scratching post upstairs. So I'm in the basement. Ooh, Jody, you wish you could use moisturizer. It makes your face break out. You might be allergic to or reactive to petrolatum. It's a byproduct of the oil companies. I can't use any of that. It'll make me break out. Your skin, it's a little bit pricey, just a little bit, but it works because my skin, I break out easily too. Like, I can't even let dishwater touch my face, or else you see this? Okay. Yeah, no, I'll get like what looks like boils and shit on my skin if dishwater touches my skin. So yeah, I'm very, very sensitive. But if you look for things that have no petrolatum in them, that might help. That might help. Rosehip oil breaks me out like really bad. I get rashes of everything. So a little bit bougie. My skin is hecka fickle. But if you look for something with plant derived squalene, that's basically the sebum that your skin produces, the oil that your skin produces. Um, Sometimes I use that, and my skin loves it. It loves it. So yeah, you could also try this one brand, Shiseido. Shiseido. Americans. Felix, if I have an aneurysm from yelling your name, young mister. He went on the other side of the couch where he thinks I can't see him. My husband said we should set him loose in the wild. I was like, he'll die. I don't know. He might not. I think, see, come here. Come here. Come here. I know you want to hug me. You freaking destroyer. You destroyer. You couch destroyer. Come here. Stay with me, dude. Stay with me. But Shiseido, my skin loves Shiseido. Um, but it's a little bit overpriced, to be honest. But since you guys are like saying all kind of good stuff about my skin, I might just have to get more Shiseido. Yeah, no, my mom used Shiseido for a long time. And she had flawless looking skin. Her skin always looked like porcelain. And about 2 years ago, I decided I want to be bougie like my mom. And I got Shiseido. And my skin was amazing. And then I stopped using it for a little bit. And I switched to more natural stuff. And my skin was loving that too. But being where we are right now, it's way more dry than what my skin's used to. So I'm using the Shiseido Black Label stuff. I forget what the heck it's called. It's their, it's, the lady sold me because she said, yes, have you seen the video? And I was like, no, what video? And she goes, they brought back a dead tree to life. And I was like, what? They did? She goes, yes, it was all supple again. I said, girlfriend, I need me some supple too. And so I bought some, and it was ridiculously priced. And I was just like, you better bring myself back to life too. And it was too rich for my skin, so I had to stop using it. I had to stop using it, and then I randomly found a little travel size bottle, and I was like, okay, you better bring my ass back to life. So there you go, day 2 of a single apple pie, bro. You're fur. You're fur. Hold on. You're stuck. Oh, I love you too, little guy. I love him so much. He loves to hate. Oh, I forgot. I saw. You're just shedding too much, dude. It's all over my lips. It's gross. Felix, hot diggity dog. Ah, you guys. It's so freaking gross. Coffee for you. No coffee for you. But I. Okay. I got fur all over me. It's pretty freaking gross, dude. Is this a problem with all long hair cats? Is this what goes on? Because it's fucking disgusting. It's all over my lips and everything. Dude, it's still flying all over. Why? Why? I'm sorry. I love you. I love you. I just can't help it. Okay. Ask me another question. See that? You're such a jerk, dude. Okay. He just messed up all my moisturizer. And then he's smurgling behind me. It's just ridiculous. God. You guys, what did I do? Okay. Oh my God. So, girl, the cream that I have on right now, the fucking sample is like $100. I was like, that sample size? She goes, it's so luxurious though. You only need a dot. And I was like, okay, well, if I only need a dot. Yeah, no, I don't just use a dot. Well, I don't use a lot, but I'm like, dot, 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 dot. That's what happens. And now I'm super hot. Hold on. All right, let me go over here. So, you want to kiss him? He's an asshole. I don't know if you know that. He's like, oh my God. I've never had a boy treat me this way before. Did you see that? He just like rubbed his balls all over me and then he's gone. I've never had a male treat me that way before. Anyways, how did you first realize you were a Blu-ray? How did I? I don't know. I guess I don't even really, I don't consider, I don't consider titles. So there was no real point where it was like, oh my God, I'm a Blu-ray. It was more of like people kept asking me to categorize things. And that was really the only way for me to categorize it, because people kept asking about indigos, crystal children, this and that. And that's really what happened. I categorized it. I categorized it as Blu-ray just because we come from the Blu-ray of creation, only to find out later on that other people use that term. So, I mean, that didn't really answer your question. I'm sorry. I don't really know how I don't really know how I did. Yeah. I've always known I was different. I do have a manual on my website, Emmie Melchizedek, The Path of the Peaceful Warrior. That gives you a lot of information. Regarding Blu-rays. You can definitely make up whatever you want to make up. Doesn't mean people will believe you. You can make up whatever you want to make up. Let's see. What is the Blu-ray of creation? The Blu-ray of creation. So basically, when creator began to have thoughts and questions and wanted to explore itself, those thoughts took form. And the first thought form that was created was the Blu-ray. If you look at the rainbow, it's the Blu-ray, and then other colors came because basically creators like a white light, it encompasses everything, right? I have like a fur on my, and when it began to question and think, it began to bend itself. And so that bending created a prismatic effect and separated the white light into its different components. I've heard of elemental souls, but I can't honestly remember what it was that I read about it. I forget a lot of things. Knox, are you here like to be combative or like annoying? Or am I just misunderstanding your comments? Because if you're just having like a bad day and you're annoyed and, you know, you can't help the way your energy comes across, I can be patient with that. But if you're intentionally trying to initiate some sort of negative interaction with me, let me know. I don't necessarily know too much about the Rainbow Tribe. That sounds, and not to turn you off on it, but that sounds more like some of the New Age stuff that's out. And I try my best to kind of steer clear of New Age stuff. So I don't know too much about it. There's something about like a rainbow tribe will appear once humanity is ready to transcend or something like that. But again, I don't really know too much about it. Alex. No, it has nothing to do with sexual orientation. Oh, baby. Hello, baby. I can't. Oh, Mr. Schmergler, you're stuck. Yeah. You can't smurgle this jacket. No, you already did my face in. You already did my face in. Ah, oh, smurgling my chest. Dude. You can smurgle my pants, not my chest. Oh, you're so handsome. Oh, my handsome boy. Okay. No, not my face. Why are you like this? And you still lick in my ear. You're like an F boy. You just come and you ruin my existence. I do perfectly fine without you there, and then you come and you totally ruin. Oh, look at the bird. You see the bird? You see the bird? Yeah, you don't care about the bird because you're digging your claws at me. Okay. Dude, he's just. I love you too, dude, but can you just sit beside me? Sit beside me. You guys, I feel like I'm a prisoner of this cat. And I'm like, prison me more. Prison me more. Okay. You feeling some kind of way today? You feeling some kind of way today? You feel the energy? Yeah. I don't want you to lick my face though. He's asleep. Yeah, I don't think he's a regular cat. I think I definitely. You guys could see his face. I love you so much, dude. You annoy me so much. I'm not that clingy, man. I'm not. I'm just not. I like my space and stuff. You guys. Okay, I don't know if y'all can see. He's like right here. He's trying to cuddle the freaking. Okay. Anyways. He does. He loves me. He comes to me like a dog when I call him. Well, that's when he wants love. Why did you bite me? Did you guys see that? He just bit me out of nowhere. I should bite him too. Let's see. Oh my. Okay. Anyways. Oh my God, Brianna, that would so be the kind of cat that I like. Like, don't touch me. Don't look at me. I believe he has some sort of ragdoll. And from what I hear, ragdoll kitties, they tend to be more like dogs and they tend to be much more loving. Like when my kids pick him up, he just goes limp. He's just like, are those love bites? I should bite him too then. No, I know, you gonna hurt me if I really bite you. You gonna hurt me if I do. I wouldn't even be mad. Because that's mean. I shouldn't bite you. His face is so cute. I know, I was gonna bite him in the ear, but he looked at me like, try it. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, he's like ran up and slapped me in the middle of a live stream before. Out of nowhere. He just ran up and slapped me and took off. And I was like, oh, what did I do? I was like, this is such an abusive relationship. Oh, I swear, you're the only boy that's ever treated me this way. You make me beg for your attention. I don't beg for attention. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyways, hey, hold on. Don't bite me. Don't bite me. That one's not a love bite. I know what that one is. I know, you're stuck on my sweater. Hopefully he goes away. Okay, no, that's enough. That's enough. That means you have Andaran lineage, Kelly. So Andaran is elder dragon. If you think of creation as a stair-step model where it's a big scale thing that's then divided into perfect replicas, smaller but perfect replicas of the big thing, kind of like the Russian nesting dolls, then you would understand what I'm about to say. So just as creator had its like thoughts that turned into forms, the things that creator created then also at a certain point began to have their own thoughts that turned into other forms. So the seraphim, they're an order of angelics above archangels. Seraphim are supposed to be the ones that surround the throne of God, if you believe in that. But they're supposed to surround the throne of God and be of the highest order. Well, they began to have thoughts, and their thoughts created a lower form. Something cleaved from them. That's the Andarans. Andarans then, once they began to have their thought forms become manifest, it then became dragons. So that's what it is. You're thinking of getting a cat again? I don't know. They want to get more animals for the farm, and I'm kind of like, who's gonna take care of those animals? Because we all know those animals are really, really, really gonna like me. All done, guys. All right. Shaitan does come as a dragon. Satan, he does take the form of a very wicked dragon. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see. With a custom blend. Oh, with a custom blend, no, I don't take my feelings into consideration making them. What I do is I speak to the higher self, and the higher self gives me an idea of the frequencies that are necessary for the person in that moment. That usually pertains to all sorts of different circumstances the individual is going through, their thoughts, where they are with their journey. And so each plant, each oil has a certain frequency that it has. And so that's what I'm drawn to. Half the time, I'm not paying attention to what type of oil or herbs I'm putting together. And I just kind of keep them on the side. I just go by how the energy feels. I don't know if that's, I go by like, okay, so I have all these, I make all sorts of different things, right? These are powdered herbs and stuff. So the labels are actually not even facing me half the time. I'm just like, okay, this feels good. This feels like it's right. Oh, well, there you go. You're working on abundance. And that's usually what ends up happening. Out of just morbid curiosity, after I make everything, I look at the bottles that I have nearby and I look and I'm like, oh shit, that's some good stuff. So that's how I make them. I don't, it's not like you're getting an oil based on my my mood, because girlfriend, if I'm in a if I'm in one of my moods, you don't want that kind of stink oil. Like, oh shit. Whoopsie. Yeah. So that's what I do. That's what I do. And I make all kinds of, like, this one is a really bomb ass one, anti-sabotage. These are some of the ones that I used for last night. Feminine dark defense. It's like, if you look at the feminine principle and how goddesses are actually much more savage than masculine energy. Abundance powder. This one, I don't even know what the hell this is. But this, I reach for this. This is revocation oil. I can smell it. Then I have Empress oil. I use this in my bath. I'm just like, I'm pissed off today. And then under the phone, and I have a full apothecary upstairs, this dissolver. So for those of you, sorry guys, for those of you who had a part in the fire blessing, that dissolver blend was used with your sigils to help dissolve any blockages that are preventing the flow of energy, to call back your abundance. All this fur. Oh, you guys, because of all my crazy ass moving back and forth, hella freaking hours, is a full-on relocation. Full-on relocation. What do you call it? For those who have been waiting like a week or more for their order to go out, I finally found my box of all my oils. So I'm going to be working on all the orders today, shipping everything out. And for those of you who have waited for a considerable time, I'll be including some gifts. Okay. I'll definitely be including some gifts, because that's not okay that you guys had to wait so long. Your dragon protects, but it's not vicious, right? Unless it's a wicked ass dragon, it doesn't just, randomly hurt things and attack. You have to give it a reason. It's there to protect, not to like flex because it can. Ooh, green dragon. Morning. How exciting to be by a vortex and on a farm. Am I gonna garden? I just bought like a shit ton of seeds. They arrived and I was looking. I'll show you guys. Hopefully no one's out there. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Let me just, how do I do this? No. Oh, here. Okay. Hold on. So I have all this, I don't know what to do with it. I'm like, yeah. I don't think you could just plant it in the ground. I think you have to have a raised garden bed for some reason. I don't know, but I have a ton of seeds. And then we have the goat enclosure. I don't know. Are goats like me? Because the last thing we need at this house is more little me's going around. That's the last thing we need. Last thing we need. So, yeah, there's a lot of wild bunnies out here. Wild bunnies. You spent your day tilling the dirt. I'm gonna get burned. We're gonna have to get machinery, because I'm thinking of there's a section way down over on that side. This is just the backyard. The gardening area that I'm setting aside would be off in the far corner. But I was thinking of getting some machinery because I'm not about that life no more. I don't have time to do all that. Or maybe I could recruit my kids. It might be fun for the first day or two, but I don't think they're going to keep doing it. Alex, I'm sorry. I'm not doing readings today. Today's supposed to be my day off, but I wanted to just kind of connect with you guys and just talk and not always have everything about, readings or energy work. To just chat. Just chat, There's tons of wild rabbits. It's almost like everywhere that we occupy for a prolonged period, there's tons of wild rabbits. Even in Arizona, there were tons of wild rabbits. Maybe I was once a dragon in a past life. Yeah, you could say that. Oh, shit. That's a good idea, Cheryl. I made the mistake once of planting a garden far away from a water source. So just learn from my. Well, there's a long ass hose. Worst case scenario, I'll just eat the seeds. I'll just eat the seeds and we will just buy our produce from the store. Worst case scenario. Okay. Let's see. I know you call it yard fit. That's what I was thinking. I just don't want my face to burn. Because as nice and coconut color as I am, I get real dark. I can get real pale and I can get real dark. I just don't want to burn. I don't care if I get dark. You have to drag the. Girl, you're right. But the enclosure that's closest to the house is for goats. I would have to put something to keep the bunnies out. Can I just catch one of them and have like a heart-to-heart conversation? Like, you have to tell your people to stay off of this land. Bunny friend, tell your people to stay off of this land. Oh my God, hummingbirds are so special to me. Hummingbirds are so special. So special. I wonder if they have hummingbirds in this area because I'm out in the middle of nowhere in the high desert. What, Melissa? You drag 300 plus feet of hose every day for 2 months? Fuck that. Hell no. I'm not doing that. But that would be some really good muscle development. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah. Window boxes. I don't think my husband's going to want to get window boxes, to be honest. That sounds like a really good idea, but there's just so much space. He's like, I don't want that here. Is it really hard gardening? I kind of had this like dream of I was just going to open the packets of seeds and throw them and then just like spray it with water and then it would be all good. That's a unrealistic dream, right? um Wait, you have quail? Marigold helps to deter animals. Oh, put human hair. You guys have some really good ideas. Bro. Look at this. Yeah, it's like Jack and the Beanstalk. You just throw the seeds, water them, they'll figure it out. It's normal, natural. Yeah, they would raise the seeds, right? Felix, I think you're activating my asthma. See, people be talking hella shit to me about like um, certain medical processes that they'd like everyone to do, and how I'm selfish for not considering people's needs who have compromised immune systems, respiratory problems. I fucking have problems. I do. It's not good. It's not good. Felix, Mau Mau. This guy. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. He doesn't care at all. Nothing is sacred to this guy. Nothing. Nothing is sacred. Felix. He doesn't care. See, and he's gonna fall. I already knew it. I already knew it. He's like, let me drag all my hair all over her things. Let her know this is my shit. Yeah, he's out. He's already done terrorizing. Yeah, I have a lot of issues. Why should some teacups be sacred to a cat? Because it's sacred to his mother. Yeah, good. I'm glad you're out. I'm glad you're out. Let me just hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure that you don't have the ability to come back. There you go. Yeah, he's hella oblivious. Sometimes I'm very oblivious too. What? My phone is acting weird. I have. And then this bird. Hold on. He's been sitting there for quite some time. Oops, sorry. There. He just sits there and watches. I know, dude. I know. Are we going to be friends? You want me to feed you? What do you want to eat? I want to be a good hostess. Tell me what you want to eat. Cat's coming, dude. He knows you're there. Yeah. He doesn't care. Hey, bird. Hi, friend. He's been looking at me quite a bit. Like, hi, friend. And then here he comes. Here he comes. He's like, who are you talking to? Who's our friend? He's pissed. Look, he's pissed. Who's talking to my mom? Ooh, Melissa. That's interesting. Is your higher self blocking you? Higher selves don't tend to block you unless you're trying to do something that's going to totally be unnecessarily painful for you. I've heard a lot of musical type birds lately. We have a lot of, what are they called? Magpies. Magpies are supposed to be some really, look. His foot fell and he, hold on. So his foot fell and he just left it down because he's, oh, there, he's going to go hunting. Go get him, Felix. What you see, boy? What you see? Go get him. He's pissed. Look at his body movement. He's pissed. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's pissed. I think he's going to try and go hunting. Thank you. Thank you. Has who chatted? You know what? I'm thinking of getting him one. He needs a cat tree too. He has one of those posts, but he needs an actual cat tree. There's quite a few birds out here. But yeah, magpies, aren't they supposed to be um they're supposed to be something very, very interesting. Your higher self is a woman. Actually, Alex, that's very interesting. I have this theory. Um and I hope it doesn't offend anyone. It's just a theory. So I think that because all of us have varying degrees of masculine and feminine energy. Sometimes when you have a more feminine dominant energy, and you're born into a male body, it can create an experience of like transgender. Sometimes you're gonna knock my stuff over, Felix. Now that he's noticed the birds, he's not gonna leave this spot. But yeah, my higher self is actually very masculine, very, very masculine. And so there was a period of time where I was like, am I transgender? Because I feel more masculine than I do feminine, but I'm not transgender. So yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting that you said that. Do I use an inhaler for your breathing problems? Um, I tend to not. I tend to just be like, that's what I tend to do. But I do have rescue inhalers, nebulizers, all of that. Let's see. If you're offended, it just means there's something you need to look further into. If you aren't offended, it's not important. I agree, but at the same time, when it comes to topics like sexual orientation, I do want to be mindful because um, those who don't have a heterosexual orientation have a tendency to really, really struggle with the way they're treated, the way they're seen. And I really just want to be mindful of that. Like, I don't want to add to any more of their hurt if they've experienced hurt because of that, you know? So, but yeah, I do agree with you. I do agree that if you're offended, that's because it's triggering something in you. That's why I don't really care if generally speaking, I don't care if I offend people. If I'm just speaking my truth on my video, then you're on the video for a reason. You know what I mean? You're there for a reason, and you're being triggered because your higher self is stimulating a need to further explore. But um, who you sleep with should not define who we are in 3D. I completely agree. But unfortunately, we exist in a world where oftentimes who you sleep with, how you identify, is very much used to tear you down. Unfortunately. I mean, I don't partake in that, but unfortunately, that's what happens. I so the Empress oil that I have, that one has a tendency to really, really calm me. Like really, really calm me. I love that oil. Right. Yes, East Coast carpentry, label machines limit boundaries. Absolutely. That's the very reason why I don't want to label myself as anything outside of stay-at-home mom. People oftentimes will be like, what is, oh, it's part of the thing. People oftentimes will be like, oh, are you this? Are you that? Are you Blu-ray? Are you Starseed? Are you Palladian? I'm a stay-at-home mom. I would prefer to just, be a stay-at-home mom. To me, that's like the greatest label I could ever have. I feel like my higher self is hermaphrodite, androgynous type being. That's actually very powerful. That's very powerful. When you can tap into both masculine and feminine equally, that creates a very solid foundation from which to tap into abilities. Um, right, East Coast. Stay at home mom is a label, and it's one that I identify with. It's one that gives me so much satisfaction. It's one that gives me so much satisfaction. So that's the only one that I really um aside from that, I'm not interested in any other labels. That one I love. I love, love, love being a mom. I love it. Can a man in multiple lifetimes disrupt your menstrual system as a woman in this lifetime? Oh, can being a man in multiple um in a certain way, I think that can happen because in many cultures, it's okay for men to speak freely and openly, while women are oftentimes silenced. That's not true for every culture, but in many cultures, this is true. This is what still happens. And so, if you've been a man for many lifetimes and suddenly born a woman, and you've grown accustomed to being able to speak your mind, but because of societal family programming, you grow up being hushed. As a woman, or as a female child, you're hushed. As a woman, that can really create blockages in the throat chakra, which then affects the thyroid, which then affects menstrual cycles. So I think in some ways it can be. Let's see. So hold on, guys. Felix is gonna keep. He's gonna keep on keeping on, cause he don't care. Nobody tells Felix what to do. Just like me, nobody tell me what to do. I love you, Felix. So let's see. um, well, I've lived as men and women. I've lived as non-human. I've lived as so many different things. I have so many past lives. This is why so many people, have shared lives with me. So many of you have shared previous lives with me. Like at one point, I've probably had some sort of interaction with each of you. I just, I can never just not incarnate. It seems pretty much all the time I'm incarnating. My last life, I died at Pearl Harbor. So, I mean, that wasn't too long of a break between that life and this life, you know? So, yeah, I know I incarnate quite often. There's actually places in the Middle East. Don't quote me, but I think many of these stories come from Afghanistan, but I'm not sure. I can't remember for sure. But there are so many instances where kids are born knowing exactly who they were before, like distinct memories. They know their name, they know their families, and hey, you cannot go on me and bite me. That's it. I had enough of you. Go, go, go. The more he's leaning on to me. You cannot bite me like that. No, I don't accept your apology. This guy, he got some nerve. Oh, but yeah, so one of the stories is that it actually became very widely spread. The little girl, I think she was like 7 or 8 at the time, she remembered her husband. And I think the mom got curious, the parents got curious, and they looked for the husband and they found him. He was still alive. And his wife died not long before the little girl was born. So it was really interesting. Like she knew all the details. She wanted to stay and live with him. It was just crazy, crazy. And there was no way she should have known any of that. Yeah, you guys should look into it. There's a lot of stories of things like that. Lots of stories. But that was the most interesting one. It was in a book that had a bunch of documented past life experiences. It was a book. It was a book. Yeah. It was interesting. How can we tap into memories of a past life? I would have to think on that because the way my mind functions, um, typically when I want to know something, I just randomly know it. So I wouldn't really know how to encourage someone else to tap into that kind of stuff. Can cats be a guardian protector? Um, I heard they travel interdimensionally. Felix, I know that I'm connected to him. Um, that we've had lives together. I don't think he's a regular cat. Someone gave him to me. And there's times where if I'm doing energy work or if things are trying to access me, Felix will come running and he'll just like right now. Like right now. He left and he's back. So yeah. Oh yeah, Dolores Cannon books are good too. She does really amazing work. What was he going to say? I have someone I have two people actually. I have two people that have done past life regression on me. They've done hypnosis sessions with me. One person, she runs Holding Space. You can find her on Facebook and on Instagram. Holding Space. Her name is Charlene. I'm sorry, Charmaine Illenberger. I was combining her first and last name. Charmaine Illenberger, and she uses the Dolores Cannon method. And then I have another person, and he does something more complete. It's able to go much further. I forgot the name of it though. I'll post their information. I'll post their information on my Facebook and probably here on YouTube as well, in case you guys are interested. Let's see. Mr. P. You feel like a gay pine tree on a rainy mountain. What does that mean? That's an interesting statement. What does that mean? A happy pine tree on a rainy mountain? That should be on a shirt. I feel like in a past life. Ah. This guy is back. The bird. Let's see. I think many of us have been here before. Let me see. I think in this life, Queen of Hearts says, we are a culmination of all of our incarnations. I think in this life, many, many souls have decided to have this life be a culmination of all those previous lives and work on past life debt, karmic load to clear it in this life. Interesting. Let's see. What else you guys want to talk about? You got me for a couple more minutes before I gotta go do stuff. Oh, thank you, Roy. Thank you. What does it mean when someone says you have an old soul? Does it mean you've lived for many years? I think everyone kind of has a different definition for what old soul is. For me personally, oh, there's a blue jay. Hello, bluebird. They're having a little conference on the a couple birds are. For me, an old soul is a consciousness that has had an opportunity to expand greatly. And because of that expansion, they operate at a much higher level of consciousness, dimensional consciousness. So they tend to have an ability to be more patient, exist with more compassion. Are you building a nest? He's offering me gifts, you guys. He's now offering me gifts. You are so funny. Okay, anyways, he's offering me gifts. You better watch out. Felix is going to be real mad at you. Oh, Queen of Hearts. Yeah, I was just saying earlier, I've lived so many lives with so many of you. So many of you. And sometimes when we have private sessions and the reconnection, a more private reconnection is allowed to happen, I remember some of the details. How do you know if you're a star seed? Star seeds tend to be people who are more drawn to galactic things. If you like to stare at the stars, if things like astrology really fascinates you, if you believe in aliens, things like that, those are just some of the really common indicators. You can definitely Google it and find a bunch of different types of lists. Ooh, I plan to get bird feeders. Let's see. A lot of people said that to me when I was young too, Brianna, about the old soul. Another thing that I noticed, like for me, when you look at someone's eyes, you see that there's something so much more than the person that's there in front of you. There's just something. You can't quite quantify it in a human way, in human terms, but there's just something that you recognize that's there. So that might be it. Let's see. Wait, where was that? The birds have a meeting about the new neighbors. My kids were out there playing with their BB guns, and the birds were watching. We have a rule: no shooting birds. Okay. I don't know where the comment went. Let's see. Am I the only one who like? I like the sun as well, but if I sit in it for too long, it makes me feel sick. It makes me feel very, very sick. Have you heard of sun eating? Ooh, Marcy. I had several reoccurring dreams of looking at myself in the mirror and seeing my eyes jet black but huge. Um, okay. That's fascinating. That's like really fascinating. Um, that's a good suggestion, asking your higher self to show you your past. And yeah, it oftentimes the higher self, if you're not willing or able to communicate while you're awake, it'll communicate when you're asleep. Um, hey, April. Um, did you find me when I first started this channel? Oh, interesting. You were married to your dad in a past life in India. Very interesting. Um, I don't want to say it. So you just it has to do with a past life that I remember. One of my kids, one of my kids, one of my kids was with me in my previous life. We were like best friends. Oh, a year or two. I'm trying to remember. Were you the one that was offering to were you the one who was offering to fold my laundry before? So who's your dad? I had a lot of connections with people who I'm close to in this life. I remember quite a few of those connections. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Oh, that's not you. Yeah, there was someone who it was just the weirdest thing. She offered to fold my panties in exchange for services. And she said that on the live. I don't remember what she was like trying to get, but she made an offer to fold my panties. Of all the things you offer to fold, my panties, like, that's a bit much. Like, we not cool like that. I was just like, Sheeman Renee, hey babe, how are you? How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. So, oh shoot, yeah, no, it was a red flag. It was definitely a red flag. I'm glad you're not her, because if you said yes, black, boo, no, like, no. Okay. So yeah, no, I'm weird myself, but I can't really tolerate that kind of like weird interaction. I just can't. That was a bit much for me. And the thing was, she didn't just offer one time. It was repeated over and over and over, to where, like, I don't get scared much. I typically don't get scared often, but that made me feel unsafe. I was like, this doesn't feel safe. Yeah, no, I'm real finicky with people. It makes me nervous. Like, if you want to come at me aggressive, that's one thing. I can handle that. I know how to handle that. But when you start coming in sideways like that, I'm just like, I don't know what to say or do. I'm a little bit scared. No, she wasn't hitting on me. She was serious. She was so serious. That's what was scary. It wasn't just like, I don't know what it was. Because it was at that point, all my abilities shut down. It was just like, danger, 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 danger. That's all I could hear. Danger, danger, danger. And that's what scared me. Oh my gosh. Anyways. Ooh, girl. Yeah. Pisces been flip-flopping. I hope everything's okay with you, though. I hope you're managing okay. I definitely, I know you can handle anything life throws at you. It was an unusual offer. I don't believe it was sexual, but she was just... What stuck with me was that after if I become that uncomfortable, I just need to honor myself and remove you. Okay. It's like, you'll be fine. You'll find someone else. You'll be fine. And that's kind of my logic. Like, you'll be fine. I'm not that important that someone else will help you. You'll find someone else to watch. But what ended up happening, I don't know if she created a new account, which I think she did. I think she had a secondary account, and with a different name. She came on my live again and was like, hey, I think you accidentally blocked so-and-so. And I was like, no, it was on purpose. This is when I first started on YouTube. So people didn't really know my attitude yet. Now, y'all know my attitude. You want to act stupid, we'll act stupid. But they didn't really know my attitude yet. So what ended up happening, she was like, I think you accidentally blocked so-and-so. Thank you, Dave. And so I paused what I was doing and I said, no, that was intentional. I did that on purpose because it made me ridiculously uncomfortable. And then I blocked them too. I can't deal with that shit. I can't deal with that. Like, if I'm uncomfortable, it takes a lot to make me uncomfortable. So if I'm uncomfortable, you have to respect that. If I don't want you around me, you have to respect that. You can't later be like, hey, I'm so-and-so's friend. I think you accidentally, that wasn't on accident. And I will say it live because that is the truth. Let me be truthful. So it was just too much. It was too much for me. And it was like, I think I'm not going to go live off YouTube for a little bit. It's just a little too much for me. It's a little too much. It's too much. I can't handle it. Whew. Who removed your comment? I do have mods, and if your comment is somehow like inappropriate, if it's something that someone might consider intentionally hurtful or disrespectful to me, the mods will remove it. Either the mods or my husband, they'll remove it. Yes, it's a latte. I make my own lattes. I love these because I put collagen in it. And it tends to help my joints because I'm old. Kind of, sort of. Kind of, yes. I'm aged. Kind of, sort of. Yeah, see, Alex, you're retracting the stuff yourself. It says message retracted. It doesn't say deleted because it tells me who deletes the messages. That is the best comment. So, rules. 1, don't be creepy. 2, you know what I mean. 3, LOL. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. You guys, I think I'm going to get going. I have a lot of people cyber stalking me. It's okay. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. Well, when they cyber stalk you, what do they do? Like, do they threaten you, or like, how does that work? No, I don't. It's not a general question. I'm asking the individual. Like, how? I'm sorry. I'm getting all up in your business. Like, how do they harass you? I'm just curious what people do. I'm super curious what people do, because then it gives me a better idea of what people are probably attempting with me, but I'm just not paying attention. Yeah, I don't have anyone connected to me as a family member. If you do a search on me, I did a search on myself. I'm not even connected to my husband in public records. I was like, what the fuck? Do I not exist? They don't have my name. They, like, the only thing that I was able to find through like a background check, they don't even have my name. They just have initials, and they have, like, the only reason I knew it was me was because it listed the places where I've lived. And so I was like, I think that's me. I'm not listed as having any children. My husband's, for whatever reason, his shows his family, but it says nothing about me, our kids together. I did background because I got so curious. I did a background check on all of my relatives. And nobody listed me. I was like, do I not exist? Y'all don't love me? You bastards. Yeah. I even looked at my parents. They even have my sister-in-law listed as their daughter. I'm like, what the fuck kind of shit is this? You have her listed? That one kind of stung. What the fuck kind of shit is this? You got my sister-in-law listed, but not me. Yeah, I think I'm not meant to be a part of the system. I have insurance, like health insurance, and for whatever reason, they always tell me that I don't. Motherfuckers, I pay. How you gonna tell me I don't? My kid's covered, but I'm not. What kind of bullshit is that? Yeah, so they can never find me in the system. Anytime I apply for anything, they cannot find me. I think it was last year or maybe the year before. I went into the RV dealership. This was the most insane shit ever. So I went into the RV dealership. I looked at a bunch of RVs. I found one that I really, really liked. Brand new. I was like, yes, we're gonna be rolling in style. And I was like, we totally, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. And then I gave the dealership my driver's license as well as my social security. They came back and they were like, are you running from the law? I was like, what? And he says to me, we tried all kind of different combinations of your name. You don't exist. What? What? Yeah, so they denied me. They said, unless you want to pay for it in cash. Why would I want to pay cash for a fucking RV? Are you kidding me? So yeah, I'm apparently an anomaly of some kind. I don't know. That one hurt my feelings. But he did apparently his wife sells Lululemon leggings or some shit like that. And because he felt so bad that I look so sad that I'm fucking non-existent, he gave me a pair of green Lululemon leggings. And when I wear them, I look like a happy fucking elf. They're Lululemon. Yeah, I look like a happy fucking elf. So I left there a sad human, but a happy elf. So the times when I do wear them, I'm just like, fuck yeah. I'm a happy fucking elf. Without a motorhome. But I mean, it worked out perfectly because I wasn't meant to continue traveling in the motorhome anyways. So it worked out perfectly. After that, I got so pissed off. I was in Arizona. Heaven forbid I buy an RV in the state that I was in, but at the same time, I was transient for like 3 or 4 years. I'm technically a transient, but yeah. So we were in Arizona, and then we went back to Colorado, and then I was told to go back to Arizona, and I was like, fuck that. Michael, you better find me a fucking house in Colorado. I'm done with this shit. And then that's when we got a house in Colorado. And I swear to God, like we hadn't even been in the house for a month. And then my soul called me back to California. At which point I went back to California, was there for about a week, only to drive back to Colorado to secure the house because we're moving back to California for like 3 months, 4 months. And then we basically paid for the house to be our storage. And then from California, we went back again to Colorado, got another house, only to go back to California again. And that other house was again storage. I don't want to travel anymore. This lockdown suits me. It does. It suits me. It definitely suits me, and I love it. I love it because I'm like, fuck you, Michael. I can't drive nowhere. I can't fly nowhere. My ass is sitting at home. I'm in lockdown, bitch. Yeah, I get to stay home because they be sending me all kind of places. It's crazy shit. It's crazy shit. Girls don't like to travel. I was joking when I said I was a gypsy. Look at this. Look at this. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's trying to say sorry for being a jerk earlier. I love you, Felix. I love you. I love you. Don't bite me! He bit me again. Look at that. Now he's trying to say... It's like he only wants love in the way that he says. I swear to God, you're like an embodiment of me. This is what my husband deals with all the time. You guys hear him? He's talking. What are you doing? Anyways. Wow, okay, wait, what? Why did I read it as you lived in the airport? So I arrived at the airport and people were forced to take face recognition scans. Whoa, what? That's crazy. That's crazy. He's shredding my shit. That means he loves me. He's smirgling. He doesn't want you guys to witness the smirgling going on. Oh my God, your claws are like daggers. Let me see. Don't bite me. Oh, I need to trim your nails. He's all breathing hard too. Look at that. Look at his claws. Can you guys see it? Anyways, yeah, a few years back, quite a while back, I was at the airport. First time leaving the country since I arrived when I was like, I don't know, 2 or 3 or something like that. We were heading back to the Philippines to visit family. Like all my relatives basically went with us. It was just a huge family trip. And we get to the San Francisco airport to leave the country. They're running everyone's passport stuff. They get to mine, and all of a sudden there's a commotion, and agents come running out, and they're like yelling my name. And I was just sitting there like, what's wrong? And apparently my name is on the do not fly registry. My name's on the do not fly registry. Which is funny because up until that point, I think I'd only been in an airplane once, flying to Chicago, and I was like 18 or something like that. But yeah, I was like, oh, this is interesting. And my cousin, you guys know who she is. She'd be talking hella shit to me all the time. For a while, because my cousin didn't go, she had to stay home. She totally was like, oh, you're illegal. You're illegal. They're going to stop you at the airport and deport you. And I was like, shut up. That's not even funny. And she kept saying that. And so when the agents came running out, yelling my name, I was like, oh shit. She was right. And so, I mean, it was all good. It got all resolved. Apparently there's someone with the exact same like 11 names. The exact same 11 names as my passport, who has been fraudulent in California. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? But I called her and I was like, you're a bitch. TSA just came running out. And she goes, what? I said, I'm not joking. I thought they were really going to deport me. And she was cracking up. I was like, I hate you. But yeah, so I think a couple of years later, maybe 2 years later, um, I was having one of my children. I was pregnant, and so I created a registry. I created a registry because I thought that was bullshit. What are the odds of someone having all fucking 11 of my names in the exact order that I have the names? The odds of that is just total fuckery, right? That's like, no way, no way. But I went to go create a baby registry at Target, and there was someone registered with my exact same name. And I was telling my husband, Daddy, it's the fucking fraud person. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. They had the same exact name as me. Same exact name, same order, everything. Never knew. I never knew. Um, oh, that's bad. That's bad to experience that when you fly. That's pretty bad. Okay, guys, I really gotta go. I gotta head out. I gotta fill orders. I'll be making an announcement at some point, either today or tomorrow. I am gonna do the Black Magic Revocation and Self-Defense workshop. So if that was something that you were interested in, look for that. I will have limited seats. There are some pretty fantabulous options for that. One of the options is a very elevated enhancement. That one will have very few availability. I'm talking single digits, because part of it is me making you a custom selenite dagger. And if you guys haven't seen my selenite stuff, you're missing out. Eventually I'll get back to having some available, but look for that post. Okay, guys, I gotta go. Bye.